Okay, as a commercial shooter that actually feeds his family making video content, there is something that I've discovered over the years, and that is this. Your cameras, your lenses are very, very important to what you do. But there's a whole litany of support equipment that ends up becoming absolutely essential once you're on set. Now, those are things like monitors, and also another thing that I've really discovered that I just can't live without these days is actually headsets when I'm working. And the reason why I think a headset is such a great tool to have on a set, it really comes down to, you know, you're on a set, you have a lot of variables going on, you need to be able to communicate with your team, and once you start bringing more than one or two team members onto set, you start having distance issues, and you don't want to be screaming at someone or having to raise your voice to get someone's attention. What a headset allows you to do is it allows you to easily communicate with your team, keep the volume in a low, controlled, peaceful range, and still get all the stuff done in the time range that you need to do. Time is money, and these things really save you time. Now, recently I was contacted by Synco to check out this product. This is a Synco XTALK 5. It is a really interesting and innovative headset, and I want to talk to you about what the strengths of this thing are, the innovations of it, because there's a lot of great ones, and there are some drawbacks that you need to be aware of as well. Now, one note about this, Synco did send me a unit for review. They do not get to see this video beforehand, and they just wanted my honest opinion, and that's what I'm going to give you. Now, the Synco XTALK 5 is a headset. You basically put it on and put down a microphone and you are good to go. Now, the first thing you're going to notice about this that is absolutely essential is it is hands-free. A lot of walkie-talkie sets that you have on set, you actually have to go and maybe hit a button to talk. What I love about having a headset like this is if you're a camera operator like me or you're dealing with a lot of people, you can literally be in a situation when the headset is down, you're talking. If you need to, you can put it up and still talk. But what it means, if I have a headset like this, I can operate a camera, I can do stuff, and I can communicate with teams. If I'm working as a cinematographer with a director, this is really helpful because the director can communicate with me, I can communicate with them back, and I'm not having to take my hands off the camera system to hit a button and communicate. So having a headset when you're on set, it's honestly my favorite way to communicate. Now, what makes this Synco system really interesting is there is a mountain of technological innovation in this, and the price point is astounding. Right now, you can get, this is the Synco XTALK 5 that I got, you can get 5 headsets and a bag and the chargers and all that, and it costs $4.99. This is an incredibly affordable system, seeing that usually you could pay twice, 3 or even 4 times for a headset system. If you find yourself in a situation you need to kind of have a wireless communication situation, getting 5 of these in one set really covers, honestly, most of what you need on kind of a small to moderate size set. But what's also good about this is even though there are 5 headsets in this, you can expand this up to 18 headsets. So really, this system, what's nice about it is they've thought about how you can grow this system. Now, another thing about this headset is it is a 2.4 gigahertz frequency headset. And the things that frequency does, it allows you to put 18 users on any one time, and it has a stated range of up to 350 meters. So it's a pretty good range. I'll be honest, I've been testing this practically on sets. I never really had anybody go more than 350 meters. About 200 meters, about the farthest I ever had anyone. But realistically, why you want that much range in any set anyway is actually more about going through walls and things like obstacles like that and not losing your signal. Realistically, for me, working on several sets on this over the last couple weeks, I was able to communicate with this and didn't have any problem going in a real life situation. So I think the range on this is decent, and really, for more practical things you're doing, is going to be pretty good. Another thing about this is it actually has a relink system built into it. So let's say for some reason you do lose a signal automatically, which can happen on headsets, it will relink automatically the second it gets back in there. You don't have to sit there and try and fumble and try and do it, which is a small thing, but is a nice touch to have. Another thing I really liked about this was, this is really kind of cool. Most headsets will have a master, and this has a red one as a master, but what's really cool about this is you can set any of your Synco XTALK 5s as a master headset. And this serves a couple of good kind of things. The first thing is, let's say for some reason a headset goes down. Maybe your master headset gets broken for some reason, I don't know. You can just go ahead and easily reset another one as a master and get ready to rock and roll. The other thing that's good is, let's say you have a situation where maybe you want 3 people on one set and 2 people on another headset. You can actually split your things into teams, and different units can go and do that. I found that very, very helpful if like I want to be talking with my gaffer as a DP, but maybe my grips and over there are doing something in the truck and they need to talk together. They can set their own set of unit and I can have a second unit. So what I really like about this is you're not tied to like one set. You can really mix and match these however you want, which is actually a really, really useful thing and very, very practical. I really wish more headsets that I came across offered this situation. A really nice little touch here on the XTALK 5. Another interesting thing about these headsets, especially for the price point, is they have noise cancellation built into them, which you can hit one button here on the side, basically put it on, and if you hit a button, you can cut noise cancellation on and off. It's a really, really nice thing. You really don't see that in microphones at this price point. I'm really glad they included it. And it also has a thing called the dominant mode, where if I'm sitting here and let's say I'm the director and I'm the head charge, let's say I have 18 people on headsets or even 5 people on headsets, there can sometimes be a lot of chatter out there. I can hit one button and what it does, it allows me as the master to completely cut off everyone's mic and let me be in control. This is actually a really useful thing for safety on set, or sometimes maybe you need to let everybody know you're about to get a shot. It just lets you take control of the communication. So the dominant mode is really cool. Once you're done, you just release the button and everybody can freely speak again. However, there is one technological innovation in this lens that, oh man, I have worked with a lot of more expensive headsets and they don't have, and it's absolutely awesome. It's my favorite thing about this headset, honestly, that I wish more people had. And that is, it may seem like a small thing, but it's not. If you look here, there is a 3.5 millimeter mic port built into this headset. And I really love this. I wish every single headset had this. And why this is important is this means that you can plug this in with a 3.5 millimeter cord into your sound source. That means I can be wearing this, and at the same time that I'm talking with my team and hearing this, I can also be hearing what's going on in the camera or the recording system. I recently did a feature film where I was a director and actually had a set of headsets, and I literally had to be in between takes. I would talk to my team, and then I would have to take a separate headset from my audio department and put it on so I could hear the actors. It was absolutely cumbersome. I had 2 sets of headsets. It was really bulky and all that stuff. I really wish I had this. And this is also good if you're on a smaller team. You can still communicate, plug straight into your camera and hear exactly what the audio is. This is a fantastic, fantastic feature to have. If you do it, you'll wish every headset ever had it. One of my favorite things. Hopefully I start seeing this a lot more around there because it's such a cool innovation. Now the battery life on this unit was also very, very good. I was a little concerned that when I got this, it only came with 1 battery per headset. But I'll be honest, I've gotten a chance to use this on a couple of sets, used them literally all day, and I have not even come close to going through any of the batteries. I haven't, matter of fact, one of my headsets I accidentally even left on overnight, forgot to cut it off. I cut it on the next morning and it still had a charge. Now, Synco says they can get 24 hours on a charge on one of these things and up to 18 hours on a set with one thing. And let's be honest, you should never be on a set shooting for more than 18 hours in a day anyway. So I really found the battery life on these absolutely fantastic. Realistically, if you put one of these things in, it's going to last you all day long. And when you do get a kit like this, it does come with a bag that lets you get all 5 headsets in there and the charging system, which is a really nice touch, because this is one of those things, unless you just transport it so easy, you can get it on and off site and you're not worrying and thinking about what it is. You can pack it up super fast and be ready to go. So it's a nice touch. Really, really makes it easier to transport. Now, when you're looking at the build quality of these, I would say the headset quality is decent. I mean, they really did fit my head pretty nice. I mean, I have used other headsets that may be a little more snug, but for the most part, I think this is going to be comfortable. If you wear it, it's going to have all day. And one thing I like about what they did with this is they included these kind of leather earmuffs to them, which are just way more durable and are just more comfortable than the fabric headsets that come with a lot of cheaper headsets. Now, when it comes down to operation, this thing, like I said, is pretty simple to use. Out of the bag, they're just going to all be paired. If you want to talk, you basically pull it down. If you want to mute it, you just pull it back up. And it has some volumes buttons, an up and down volume button on the side, and an A/B button. Those A/B buttons are going to allow you to do things like cut your noise cancellation on and off, or if you're on the master, you can go ahead and basically set on that kind of dominant mode to control all the things. The noise cancellation button is super easy. You push it once, it comes on, you push it twice, it goes off. It's a very, very nice feature to have, and there are voice prompts in there just to let you be aware of whatever you're happening is going on. So as you can see, this is a really innovative system that I think packs a whole lot into it for an incredible price point. That being said, it is not a perfect system, and whenever I do a review, I do always like to talk about things that I see are room for improvement in the system. And the XTALK 5 watt has a lot of innovation. It does have some room for improvement and things you need to be aware of if you're considering purchasing it for your team. Now, the first one's kind of a minor one. I mean, it comes with a battery charger that comes with it. But the thing is, there are 5 batteries that come with the system, and they give you 3 of these 2 battery charging systems. Now, this is great. You can definitely have enough to charge all your batteries, but I did find this a little inconvenient in the fact that you have to plug it into 3 different USB-C ports. I wish that they had a master one that you could put all 5 at once, or at least that they had a standalone version you could buy separately to do it. I did actually send a recommendation to them about maybe making that as a standalone version. They said that is something you're gonna look into. So it might be a situation that you can buy a standalone 5 charger or 6 charger unit. That'll make it a lot more easy to charge it and more convenient. Now that's a pretty small point to be worried about, but there is one area of this thing that you need to be concerned about and a big room for improvement if you're looking at getting this headset. And while this headset does have very, very good clarity, it's easy to hear people, the noise cancellation is really nice, it does have a fairly significant bit of latency or delay when you're talking to it. And this is actually something you need to be aware of if you're getting that. Because what I found is if you're talking to someone and they're out of basically distance of where you normally hear them, you're not going to have a problem. However, if you're talking to someone that's only maybe 5 feet away, 6 feet away from you, you will definitely notice a latency and delay in the speaking as it's talking. It can be very, very distracting. And honestly, one of the main things I use this for on set is if someone is only, say, 5 or 6 feet away from me, sometimes even that distance can add some energy if you're raising your voice so they can hear you. And it's just nice to be able to talk to someone in a very nice, kind of quiet tone. They're right there. Everything's coming through really clear. And it's really limited here in that latency delay. I actually thought the latency was significant enough that I did contact Synco about that to see if there were any firmware updates coming out with that. They did tell me they were working on the issue, and hopefully there'll be a firmware update that will come out. However, if you're in a situation that you think you're going to be in close proximity with people, the latency is something you need to consider if you're thinking about purchasing it, because it can be distracting and may or may not work for you as a team member. But anyway, guys, this is one of those products that I was really happy to show you because it's just really cool to see all the technical innovation that's coming out these days and things, even like headsets. I mean, this Synco XTALK 5 is really packed with a lot of cool innovations. Anyway, guys, I hope you found that useful. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. Leave me any notes and comments down below. And yeah, go out there, keep on shooting, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon.